Now, Ladysmith Black Mambazo founder Joseph Shabalala's brother says today will be a celebration of his late brother's life. He says Mshengu was a superstar when it came to traditional music. Our very own reporter, Malungelo Boy, has been at the family home since early this morning. Malungelo, thank you again for joining us once more. More people arriving, I can gather, and of course, proceedings about to get underway with the cortege about to leave the house.
That's right. In fact, Jacob, we're still at the home, and there have been lots of prayers, and I suppose also a lot of people starting to arrive here at the home to be with the family, as the family or the remains or the body of Ubaba Joseph Shabalala is also about to make its way to the main venue where the official funeral will be taking place. And of course, President Cyril Ramaphosa will be giving that eulogy later on in the morning during that funeral. And I suppose, Jacob, what we're likely to see today really is the celebration of Ubaba Joseph Shabalala's life. This, I suppose, will be like a festival of some sort. We'll see a lot of isicathamiya groups taking turns in singing, in a genre which Ubaba Joseph Shabalala made it so popular, not only here in South Africa, but also around the world. This Ladysmith Black Mambazo, Jacob, was able, under Ubaba Joseph Shabalala's leadership, to get about, 17 Grammy nominations and winning 5 of those. Well, one of the people who knows the Ladysmith Black Mambazo very well, including Ubaba Joseph Shabalala, is Mitch Goldston. Mitch, thank you so much for your time. I suppose this is a man that you knew very well. You've worked with him. You managed this group abroad. How was it like managing a group like Ladysmith Black Mambazo?
Well, it's a blessing. The luckiest person in the world to be able to have worked with Joseph and Ladysmith Black Mambazo for 30 years. And will continue for many years to come, I hope. As you say, today is a celebration of Joseph's life. And even though his physical life has ended, his message, his music, who he was, the essence of the man, will continue on for decades and hopefully longer than that.
Were you stunned at how the world received the isicathamiya music?
To be honest, it is a bit stunning, but the world wants genuine music. They want honesty. They want real music that has history to it. And that's part of the magic of what Ladysmith Black Mambazo brought to the world. They are authentic. They have history, not just in the history of Ladysmith Black Mambazo, but in Mbube, going back to Solomon Linda. They represent something very important that people who love music all over the world look for. And when they find someone who's authentic, someone who's real, they'll follow them, they'll support them for their whole lives. And that's what happened with Ladysmith Black Mambazo.
Ubaba Joseph Shabalala has been described as a superstar by many people, as an icon, as a person who stayed true to who he was. How important is that in the music industry today, not only in South Africa but globally?
Well, it was interesting in that, yes, Joseph was the most humble man. Stardom made no sense to him. When people recognized him on the street, he was fascinated that they would recognize him. He was just a regular guy, as we say. And you do want to, as a manager, you want to convey something bigger. And it wasn't necessarily the man himself that needed to be bigger. It was the message, it was the mission of the group of spreading songs of peace and love for everybody to hear. The success they were able to garner over these years, the Grammy wins, the nominations, and so many other awards, that is what compelled them for the world to continue to embrace.
Today is going to be quite an emotive day, but also people will be celebrating this man's life, this giant of our times. What is it? How would you say we must preserve his legacy? How do we keep his legacy going?
Joseph was a very demanding man. He wanted people to love each other. He wanted people to sit down. If you have a fight, if you disagree, sit and talk and work it out. And he demanded that of everybody. And I think that's something that I know that I'll continue on in my life, and to live in a charitable way, to help people. A story I've been sharing is that many times people would contact Joseph at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning at his house, and say, can you listen to my music? And he would say, he wouldn't say come tomorrow or next week. He'd say, come over now. 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. He'd invite people over so he could listen to their music and instruct them and tell them what to do. And that's how he lived his life. It was a beautiful life.
Mr. Constant, thank you so much for your time. And again, so sorry for our loss. All right, thank you. All right, Jacob, we're still at the house, and you can hear there's a bit of singing. Obviously, the cortege is preparing to leave the family home as it will make its way to the venue where the official state funeral of Ubaba Joseph Shabalala will essentially be taking place. Obviously, President Cyril Ramaphosa will be making that eulogy, and he was expected to be here at the home, and it seems as if that arrangement has, in a way, shifted a little bit. Don't forgive me for keep on looking at the back, because I'm also curious to see what is happening behind us, and also as we want to monitor, the family and the cortege leave this home as we prepare to go to the main venue. We're paying a homage to an icon, Jacob, a man who has taken Isicathamiya music really to the world stages, making sure that Ladysmith Black Mambazo gets at least 17 Grammy nominations and winning 5 of those. In 2008, the South African government afforded the group the honorific Kamanga for its contribution really in preserving the culture through music. That's why, Jacob, we are currently seeing today that Ubaba Umshengu is being afforded an official state funeral. Jacob?
Thank you very much, Malungelo Boy. Isicathamiya music icon Joseph Shabalala about to be laid to rest, or in fact the cortege about to leave the house. As you heard, the likes of Cyril Ramaphosa will be one of the main speakers there. He's all the way in KwaZulu-Natal. Our very own Malungelo Boy will obviously be bringing us rolling coverage of that story and that funeral service as it goes along. Still waiting for a little more updates. The cortege will be leaving that house shortly, and tons more people have been arriving.